Okay, so today we'll be understanding on how we can download sokonalysis as a collaborator, a regular user, or anyone with access, maybe through an invitation. Okay, so let's see on how we can do that. So first of all, let's just do this. Okay, so in a case you have been invited to this private repository to be part of this particular tool, which is sokonalysis, when it's still under development, you'd like to install it so that you can test its features. So this video is also applicable to those who are interested in downloading this particular tool with early access while it's still private. Okay, and once this particular tool is public, you can also utilize the same processes to download. So the first thing, you need to be part of this particular repository. So I can just give an example here. If we look at the settings and we see here the guys who have access to this particular repository, let me just confirm. Let me just put my password, then we continue. Okay, so so far, if you look at the people who have access to this particular tool, so we have these people. For example, if your account is maybe Chile23, so once you've been invited to this particular repository, you will see something which says invitation in your notification or your email account. So once now we have access, you've been invited to this repository and you've received the invitation, that's when you would now like to download this particular tool if it's private. So if it's a public, there's no need for you to have access to this particular tool. So the first procedure I'm going to demonstrate is that if you have access to this particular tool as the collaborator, so if you are a collaborator, what you need to do is just copy this particular command. Okay, so you need to open up your terminal. So I'll just maybe open it up on my desktop, then I'll run it as root. So once I run it as root, I need to paste this particular command. So you just need to change this example email with your own actual email. Okay, so for example, you can put your email address. In my case, this is my email address, which is sokojames@gmail.com. so once you paste this particular command, it means that you are now generating an SSH key, secure shell key, which will be used. Okay, so once this is done, you just need to copy this second command, and what you need to do is you need to paste it here. So once you paste this command, assuming that you had already created this particular key and you have access to this particular thing, you can now copy this key, the SSH key, up to the end, but without your username. Okay, so once you have this particular key, so for the sake of the video, just disable this key. I don't want you to use my key. Okay, so once you have this particular key, what you can now do, you can proceed with your installation. So now they are telling us to copy the full output and go to your settings and you paste your SSH key. So what this simply means, this step, is that you need to go to your profile, then you say settings. So once you find the settings, you need to go where it says SSH and the GPG keys. So we are interested in with this SSH key. So what we can do here, we can just say create new SSH key, then we paste that particular SSH key we had copied from our terminal like this. Okay, so make sure you save it, then you go back to the repository so that you continue with your installation. So assuming that all those steps have been done successfully, you can now copy this command and paste it on the terminal so that your SSH keys now can be linked to your terminal. Then after that, you can now use this git clone to actually download the tool. So now just paste this command, then you can see now we are cloning into sokonalysis. So this step won't require username and password if you have done the correct steps to set up the SSH keys. So while still downloading, let's just go to the next thing we need to do. So if you're installing this on Windows, you'd like to follow these commands. Okay, but for this demo, we're installing it in Linux. So instead of us as the collaborator again to come on download and say git clone whatsoever, no, we won't use this. Why? Because we have already downloaded. Now just come at this command which we are changing directory. So in case you don't have access and this repository is public, you can simply go with this option and like the first things we are doing. So now just change the directory into this particular folder called sokonalysis, and then next step we change the directory into the source codes folder, which is this. Okay, then once we do that, we need to create a virtual environment so that we can upload our Python modules without any errors. So we just create a virtual environment for our Python to install the modules. Then we just need to activate that created environment. So we can just paste that. So once it's activated, we need to download the requirements for Python using this pip command. So our job is just to copy and paste, though you can do this manually if you understand what you're doing. Okay, so you can see here we are downloading each and every particular module. So you need to make sure that there's no error which was encountered during this particular installation. So we come to the requirements. So for the requirements, it's advised that your machine is up to date. So would like to update it. So just say sudo apt update and make sure that the update is done 100%. So after the update is done, you can now install this particular first library. So in my case, everything is already installed, by the way. No wonder it's doing fast. So assuming that you've run that command and you've successfully installed it, you need to run this second command for these libraries for C++. So again, you can see everything is up to date. Then the last one, we are now getting this one, which is normally used for FactorDB. So again, this one is up to date. So we are done with the requirements. We just need to build and run this particular tool. So this command will help us to build our tool. So for example, if I say ls, you can see these are just the source codes. We don't have anything which is the tool, such as sokonalysis. Okay, so this command which you have just copied help us to create or to build this particular tool, which is sokonalysis. So once I press enter and I list again, you realize that under where we have letters S, we have sokonalysis. So make sure that everything builds without an error, meaning all the dependencies or requirements are there on your machine. So let's just wait. Okay. So once that is done, that's when we can now run this particular tool. Okay, so still waiting. Okay, it's taking some time. So for the first time use this tool, you'll be required to agree to the user terms. If you want to use it, just say yes if you agree to those particular terms. So this is just installation. There's nothing like explaining whatsoever about this tool. So if I list, you can see now we have sokonalysis, which is the thing we'd like to execute to run. So if I paste that command to run it, you can run it like that. So it will tell you that this tool is for education and ethical use only. Do not use this software for any malicious and unauthorized or illegal purposes. So if you agree, just say yes, then voila, welcome to sokonalysis. Okay, so based on your preferences, so you can use this tool as a student under the university level. It will help you out to solve basic cryptographic functions or algorithms for your exams, any tests, or given assignments. So if you want to utilize this particular tool for cryptographic CTF challenges, you can do that until you get your flag. But for now, if you are an enterprise, just stay tuned until we start putting algorithms which can help out your organization. So these are the current supported algorithms. Alright, so that was it for the installation for this particular tool. Hope you enjoy using it. Give us feedback and what changes we can make on this particular tool. Thank you for watching. So this is Soko James representing the KMU Cybersecurity Tutorials and the developer for the tool called Sokonalysis.